Well, freedom is a must. Everybody comment freedom in the comment section right now. 1,000 comments upon the video, my people. 1,000 likes upon the video as well. And the virtual TV there for telling you that Vibes Cartel is now a free man. A free man, my people. I'm going to tell you now what go on. Video will be provided in this segment. We're going to get into the specifics. Judges were left with no choice. Subscribe to the channel, my people, as Virtual TV continues to give you breaking news and all updated information. Isaac Buchanan speaks.
Nobody know. Interfere. Yeah, go it down.
This kind of reception that you're getting from the crowd, what does that mean to you?
It means that the people love Vibes Cartel.
Yeah,
I'm just a vessel, and I just operate within the law and ensure that the Constitution has effect. It is the done of all done. We don't have no more done in this country, and that's how I'm feeling. The way the people are feeling is that they have hope for our justice system. No other reason.
Would you say this is the case of your life?
If this is the case of my life, but I don't want Mr. Palmer vex with me, but the Virgo case with the young girl, Miss Z Virgo, who now goes to Campion, I was so emotionally attached to that. I am a Rasta man, and to hear about life of Junjo, I have never recovered from the judgment at first instance. And I have great respect for King's Counsel, Michael Hilton, who stepped in when I was wounded because of the effect of that judgment. But once again, the Constitution works. So this is a great case. But I'm still a young man, and yeah, many more to come.
So we expect Cartel to walk free this afternoon?
We expect that.
And that is just one of the scenes where I'm going to share with you now. Right, we have a whole heap of come. Social media has now erupted, my people. The streets have erupted. Jamaica and the world right now is celebrating for one main reason, and that is the freedom. Now for months, for days and weeks, and especially for the last few weeks, Virtual TV has been giving you videos and predicting this outcome. Allow me to tell? Yeah, more than anybody across this platform. You understand? Zine, I've dissected the ins and outs. I've given you so much information to the point where persons said them this and them that. Well, finally, it is now here. Waterford has erupted. There is even a huge congregation currently at the Tower Street Adult Correctional Facility that is now awaiting the pending release when Vibes Cartel finally touched soil for 13 years after being behind bars. You understand? Zine, Jamaica has erupted, my people. And they are awaiting the entertainer to give him one of what we call a king's welcome. Yeah. Now, dancehall star Vibes Cartel is free. This is not no spell and guessing. This is not no rumor. And this is not no misinformation. It is finally here after 13 long years, back and forth at the Privy Council, back and forth in the courts, back and forth all over. It is finally here. You understand? And one must give Isaac Buchanan and the legal team credit because they have set and created history. Now, in a Davidea, of course, we are giving the freedom. But we have also some other specifics where we are going to touch upon in some different time. Maybe tomorrow I touch base with you upon that. Zane, now Vybz Kartel is free. The Court of Appeal just ruled that he and 3 co-accused should not be retried. And why was this decided though? We're going to talk about that. Kind of the previous video, I did touch base with it. But just for now, freedom, a day before Jamaica celebrates Emancipation Day, caps an almost 13-year journey of arrest, trial, convictions, and a successful appeal for Kartel, Sean Storm, and Andre St. John and Kyra Jones. However, they will remain in custody because he's serving a sentence in an unrelated case. That is Jones though. It's not nothing to do with Kartel. Kyra Jones, him not come out. Him have a different situation to deal with. So I know when in a year I say that on the art kind of leap while ago. But that not have nothing to do with Wagwan right so. Now the highly anticipated decision was delivered by newly minted President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Marva McDonald Bishop. She led a panel of 3 judges, which comprised Justice Paulette Williams, David Fraser, and the decision was unanimous, meaning that they all came to the same conclusion that Vybz Kartel should be freed. Zane, now the men were charged in September for the 2011 situation of Clive Lizard Williams and convicted in March 2014. Right? They were sentenced to life in prison in April 2014. Now, following an unsuccessful challenge of the conviction in the Jamaican Court of Appeal, they went to the Privy Council, Jamaica's highest court. Now, the Privy Court threw out their conviction in March 2024 on the grounds of juror misconduct, but remitted the matter to the Court of Appeal to determine whether the 3 men should be retried. Now, the top court said that the trial judge should have dismissed the tainted juror Livingston Kane, who was later found guilty of accepting a bribe to try to influence other jurors in the case. Now, the Court of Appeal held a 6-day hearing of oral arguments on the retrial issue. Now, the prosecution, led by Acting Director of Public Prosecutions Claudette Thompson, argued she argued furiously for the men to be retried. Now, they argued that the accused men must not be allowed to walk free based on a technical blunder or pre-trial, right? The pre-trial they're saying is the publicity, as there are sufficient safeguards in the criminal justice system to ensure that the men get a fair trial by an independent and impartial jury. Now, the prosecution accepted that the men's constitutional rights to a fair trial within a reasonable time was breached, but that there were remedies to address that. They also said that the cost to be incurred should be weighed too heavily, as no money can be placed on life regardless of the deceased character. Now, the defense, led by John Clark, the big man Isaac Buchanan, argued that the men should be freed in the interest of justice, claiming constitutional breach or breaches pre-trial publicity and the leaking of evidence for the trial. Now, they stressed that the length of time that has elapsed since the incident is a factor that must weigh against ordering a new trial, especially since the elapse has resulted in the breach of the accused men's right to be tried within a reasonable time. They also argued that the ordeal suffered by the men, including Kartel's health challenges, must be factored into the decision not to have a retrial. Furthermore, they posted that it must be impossible to get a jury that will be able to disavow itself from the notion that the accused men somehow benefited from the action of the blunder of the jury. And I must say this: give thanks to Paula Llewellyn, bless up herself. She never done nothing better than decided to basically overstep boundaries, breach rights, and of course break guidelines and protocols, and went ahead and decided to go forward with the case. because that was the key and the ticket that granted the men the freedom. Big up to Paula Llewellyn in her long and illustrious career. She wanted this conviction to retire. Well, that you're not going to get. You get to the dot get, my friend. You understand? Because you see, you're miss up, and because of your arrogance, rather than follow guidelines and do away with the juror pool, right, and go over with it, you said in an interview that you had prior engagement. You are familiar with jury tampering. So that means you are aware of protocol, you are aware of guidelines, and you are aware of rules. But guess what you did? You took it upon yourself, and based on your experience, to discard the rules, guidelines that was set in place to follow by law, and use your own experience, place the office of the DPP in disrepute, and also place the country of Jamaica in a $130 million debt. Well, taxpayers, by the way. Yeah. So, with that being said, you gave the meal ticket. You were the one who basically gave the green light. You were the one who, made this possible. So big up to Paula Llewellyn for the one day by not following guidelines that she should have followed and rules that was set in place that she should have followed. You made it possible for the enormous piling, because the judges did say that it is over. It is enormous. It is piling up the amount of blunders that took place within this case. It was never going to go unallowed. It could not have gone that way. You understand? And there were also the factors of the witnesses, which they ultimately tried but could not secure proper paperwork to say that the the witnesses would be there to testify. So that was indeed something will work against them. The health factor was also one of them that was basically crucial in the decision making. And there was also the breach, which they tried to remedy with bail, but the men already served 13 years in prison, and the minimum sentence for murder is 15. So if they ordered a retrial, the level of uncertainty was so high that they could not have gone ahead with it. Yeah, so this now breaks news. We're going to get into the technicality as well, I said before, my people. But right now, social media is erupting. Right now, there is even persons at Tower Street. Waterford right now is basically on a frenzy. Social media is on a frenzy. All across Jamaica is on a frenzy. International news, you name it. Artists alike have showed their respects. There is enjoyment all around on social media or in social media land. You understand? Everybody glad to see this. You name it. Instagram, Twitter, well, formerly ex-formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, just about every media platform has covered this story. It is huge, and it is a day that we'll remember that Vybz Kartel took the system on and beat them. But it not done yet so. Knowing him, and this is my observation, there is going to be more. What me can say about this? Yes, it is good him having freedom and his health is the main priority. But remember the last thing when I say in another video, that Vybz Kartel will rally the troops. He will rally the troops because ultimately he feels like he needs compensation. So remember me telling you that right so right now on virtual TV, my people. But for now, we're not going to get into that. Just know for the persons who said that they want him to stay in prison, well, you were wrong. And for the persons who wanted him free, well, you got your wish. So big up to everybody. Like and share the video. We have more to come. Stay tuned. Don't go away. So far.